I've just had the most amazing week at the 2025 Blackpool World Matchplay. From on-stage fights to incredible nine darters.
I think it is the greatest.
And even some press conference drama. Join me as I go behind the scenes at one of the biggest tournaments in darts. But first, let's go back to the start. It's 10 o'clock-ish, Saturday morning. I'm about to go to Blackpool. First though, need to catch a train. Right then, I've made it to Blackpool. Not the best train journey if I'm honest. Delays, cancellations, joys of the British rail service. Anyway, this is the room. Toilet round here. Nothing special really, but if I just go up here, there is the Winter Gardens. So just gonna go have a shower, get dressed, see if I can get some food. I'll go for a wander out, see who I can find before tonight. Catch up with you soon. I've just got back to the room after the opening night of the match play, and wow, what a dramatic start that was. Speaking to the fans in the venue beforehand, almost everyone was convinced Aspinall and Humphreys were going to turn up, and they were going to go through, they were going to get the job done. But no, Van Veen and Nyman, the Dutch super talents as they are, upset the apple cart. For myself, I had a bit of an unglorious start, shall we say, to the World Matchplay. Interviewing James Wade after his win over Joe Cullen, very impressive win as well. The tripod fell in the middle of the press conference. I'll put a clip of it in a minute if I can. And I got a career highlight of being called a twat by James Wade.
It would have been quite magical, but yeah, really happy to win against someone like Joe, because twat.
I have to give a special mention to Cameron Menzies as well. One of the highlights of the night, would you say low lights, with just 180 on 178 to bust, and he just didn't turn up, which is really sad to see. And then watching him go through afterwards, walking past the press room, he was in tears, and it's just not nice to see at all. But for me now, I'm gonna go to sleep because it's been a long day. I've got another long day ahead of us tomorrow. And we're back for day 2. This afternoon we've got Peter Wright, Rob Cross, Dirk van Dijvenbode, Dave Chisnell and more all in action. Should be another good session of darts. Well, that's day 2 done and dusted. Start off with a thriller in the afternoon. Damon Heta and Andrew Gilding. Anyone that knows me knows my love for Andrew Gilding, so to watch him win, and not only win, play top quality darts and even miss double 12 for a 9 darter was brilliant. Then after Humphreys and Aspinall last night came 2 more surprises. Cross and Wright both getting dumped out, 2 former matchplay champions as well. Watamina and Dirk van Dijvenbode have given more Dutch success. A funny moment to note from those games though was Dirk van Dijvenbode's press conference. A bit of a spiky affair. One word answers, just like getting blood from a stone, trying to have anything interesting from him.
I feel great.
Only great?
Is there more than great?
I'm asking you, is there more than great?
I said great, is that not enough? For me it is.
Then finishing off the afternoon, Mike De Decker beat Dave Chisnell, completing a full annihilation of the season in the afternoon, all 4 of them going home. There were no such upsets this evening though. All the big guns came out to play. Gary Anderson, Johnny Clayton, Luke Littler, and even Stephen Bunton after a bit of a difficult start all managed to impress and move through. Anderson, top quality performance and top quality press conference as well. As brilliant quotes from him. Said the new generation are boring, they're just on their phones all the time. Saying he yearns for the days of Phil Taylor, Kevin Painter, Adrian Lewis.
Yeah, the youngsters are boring. Absolutely boring. You talk to them, they're too busy looking at their phone.
Clayton then, absolute gent. Such a nice man. Had a little bit of a moment speaking Welsh to him as well, so that's a little bit of a boost for myself. And then Littler was just at his destructive best, threatening the record average, demolishing Ryan Sterling around about 13 minutes, I think it was. I think it took longer press conference than it was his actual match. Before finally Bunting. As I mentioned, didn't start too great. Both averaging, him and Ryan Joyce, sorry, averaging in the 70s, 80s that first mini session, but picked up steam very good towards the end. And Bunting looks like he's going to be another deep threat in this tournament. No afternoon session tomorrow at the end of the first round. So we've got Chris Dobie, Ricardo Petrescu, Geraint Price, Darryl Gurney, Michael Mangura, Rowan Barrow. That's the big game of the evening. And then Ross Smith, Josh Rock. As I said, the big game of the evening is Mangura and Barney, although it's unlikely to live up to the heights of their past battles. But me personally, I'm more looking forward to Geraint Price. But now, it's time for me to go, so I will see you in the morning. Day 3 has arrived. Another massive night in store tonight at Winter Gardens. And it's very, very hot today as well, so that could play a part. Because if it's hot out here, it's going to be 10 times hotter on stage. Really making me regret not packing any shorts. I've been to Primark, I've got myself some new shorts. Now I'm just having to wander around, see what I can find. Morning, it's the morning of day 4. It's day 4, and I just remembered I didn't do a recount of what happened last night when I got home to the room. Too tired. But we had drama on stage, bit of needle, always love to see that. Geraint Price and Darryl Gurney actually carried back on in the back room as well, but I won't go into that. And there's a bit of a weird thing, we weren't allowed to ask any questions about what happened on stage in the press conference, even though the whole world had seen it and PDC had shared it on multiple different platforms. But yeah, I guess he seemed in good spirits afterwards anyway, and well, I suppose he won, didn't he? So he would be, and he moves through, and in the next round he faces Chris Dobie. After Dobie got, he didn't play his best, but it turned out to be a relatively comfortable win. And then finally, closing the night out, Josh Rock put in, well, aside from Littler, arguably the performance of the entire round. Destructive against Ross Smith, just blew him away from the start and then held him at arm's length. And with Van Geuren up next, and Van Geuren not in the best form, this could be a massive week in the career of Josh Rock. Second round starts tonight. Getting into the business end of the tournament now, so I'll see you later on. After the second round opened in dramatic fashion last night, wins for Stephen Bunting, Johnny Clayton, Jan Van Veen and James Wade. I've come up to Blackpool Tower to have a look around before tonight's conclusion of the second round. Later this evening down there, like Luke Littler, Geraint Price, Michael Mangura and Josh Rock will all be in action. So another exciting night to look forward to. And we have our first semi-finalists at the World Matchplay, James Wade and Johnny Clayton, after two very impressive performances from the pair last night actually. Wade started a bit slowly, 4-1 down at the first break to Jan van Veen, but from there he just did what James Wade does. Any chance he gets, takes it out, and he was just absolutely lethal. He seemed keen to make a point in his post-match press conference as well, calling out Sky Sports for their lack of coverage of him, I'd probably say, and he went as far as calling himself one of the greatest players to ever walk the planet, which, although he doesn't have a world title, you can't argue with the amount of trophies he has won, the third most successful player in PDC history, so fair play to him.
James, you touched on your family there. We've seen on social media you had a nice day out with them yesterday. How important was that to relax in between the games?
Drove me bloody mad. Drove me absolutely mad. Arthur wanted this, Alfie wanted that. The only time there was quiet was when I was eating fish and chips that was overpriced in the park. I'm still that typical dad, you know. We sit down on a bench in a pleasure park. We've got seagulls trying to attack us. We paid 50 quid. 50 quid, let me tell you. Fish and chips, bad fish and chips and all, not good fish and chips. We've got seagulls attacking us, and my children are then moaning that they haven't got this, they haven't got that, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, when I was a kid we used to go to Hay Linen with a Bunsen burner and hot dogs, and that was the best day of my life. So, yeah.
Same again tomorrow?
What?
On your day off tomorrow, same again?
100% not a chance. Not a chance, not a chance. How old are you?
27.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, when you have children, it'll ruin your life. When you have children, it ruins 30% of your life, but it makes a lot of other things great, you know.
Clayton then was the complete opposite against Stephen Bunting, came absolutely racing out of the traps, 5-0 up at the first break, and then although things settled a bit more into a rhythm after then, he had the buffer and he never looked back. And then Clayton's post-match press conference is arguably my favourite presser of any event, any sport I've ever done. Obviously I'm not sure what day this will be released after it's all been edited and everything, but the day Clayton won was the day Hulk Hogan died, and Paul Woodidge of Darts World magazine asked Clayton in the press conference.
Sad news breaking of Hulk Hogan passing away this morning. How bad did that affect your preparation?
I used to go to the same gym as Hulk Hogan. Obviously not, but
It really affects
yeah,
you.
not my
Trying to
kind of thing.
focus and-
Generally,
Yeah.
no. I think if they lifted me up, they'd throw me out to the arena, not of the ring. So no.
You shook it off anyway.
Yeah,
Steve got on with the job.
Yeah. I'd be missing a training partner next week.
You can only imagine the feeling in that room as those words left his mouth, as everyone else in the press conference just tried to not break out laughing, tried to keep a serious face. But I think even Johnny himself was a little bit confused by the question. As for tonight is the other two quarterfinals, so you have Andrew Gilding versus Luke Littler and Gavin Price against Josh Rock. Two good games. I'm hoping for Littler and Price because I really want to see them two play each other in their current form, but we'll see how it goes. So yesterday saw the last two semi-finalists get the place as Josh Rock and Luke Littler edged to tense ties on that stage there. So tonight we have Johnny Clayton against James Wade in the first semi-final and Josh Rock against Luke Littler, surprisingly in the first ever PDC meeting. Should be another great night of darts. Wow, what a night of darts we have just witnessed. James Wade and Luke Littler coming through to absolute thrillers. Wade first, winning one of the longest semi-finals of all time against Johnny Clayton, I should say. And then Luke Littler, Josh Rock, highlighted by the perfect night of darts. 180, 180, 180, 180, and then Luke Littler hitting the 141. It literally cannot get any better than that.
And Wayne Marlowe said on commentary that's the second greatest nine darter of all time. Do you think it's better than Michael Smith's in the World Final?
think it is the greatest. It was all them trebles and the double were perfect.
Tomorrow we've got another big day. The Women's World Matchplay first one in the afternoon, and then James Wade versus Luke Littler in the World Matchplay final. Should be an absolute belter.
Ecstatic, it's not really sunk in, but yes, I'm so happy to finally get over the line and get my name in this trophy.
But when I'm number one, I'll say I'm the best.
And Pro Tour Tuesday.
Is there?
He's in Germany.
Is it? No. Maybe if it was Wigan, then maybe.
I've just got back to the room after the final. Luke Littler is the 2025 World Matchplay champion, and what a final it was as well. James Wade didn't make it easy for him, but Luke Littler just is too good for everyone when he's at his best like that. And he's completed the Triple Crown at 18 years of age. He's a special talent.